I'm Danny, that witch next door, and you're listening to That Witch Podcast. Well, hello, my witchy neighbor, and welcome back to another episode of That Witchcast. I kind of like that. That Witch Podcast.
That Witchcast.
Oh, that's kind of perfect.
I like it.
I'm Danny, and welcome to a very watery Shadow Chats New Moon episode. The lovely Ashley Michelle. Ash, hello.
Hi. Big day we're talking about today.
You're Cancer rising.
Mm-hmm.
What degree are you at, Cancer rising?
I think I'm at the 3rd. It's pretty early in there.
Okay.
Let me see.
So this will be happening in your first, probably your second house. Maybe the end of your first or beginning of your second, probably.
You got it. It's at the beginning of my second house.
Nice.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Watery new moon, big new moon day. And I am very excited to peel back the lotus petals with you because...
Not the lotus petals. Yeah.
I know. That's like instantly what came to me. Those are the layers, are the lotus petals, which I think is perfect for moody Cancer.
Mm-hmm. Do you know I have a lotus tattooed on the inside of my arm?
No. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
Funny.
That's perfect. I love that. If you don't already know, anyone listening, lotuses grow out of the mud. So they're these very beautiful, sacred meaning behind them, which is very, very, very special to many spiritual people, but especially shadow workers, I think, where it's this gorgeous example in nature from the universe of the necessity of going fucking through it, honestly.
Yeah.
On the other side.
That's so crazy that you said that because the lotus was one of the earlier tattoos I got before StarSeedShadows. Yeah. Before StarSeedShadows was even a thought or shadow work was even a thought. I got it because, they grow out of the mud.
Yeah.
And so it was like this symbology of just continuing to rise even when you feel like you can't anymore. So I love that you said that because it's actually very fitting for me.
Yeah. And
look at me thinking ahead.
I love that. And don't you love younger versions of yourself when you're like,
yes,
bitch, you knew. You didn't know you knew, but you fucking knew.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And this is very new
second
moon
degree.
Associated.
That's what I was looking
that's right.
for.
Okay, that's
second
right.
degree.
Right.
I was very close.
Cancer rising,
though.
Second degree. That's right. The new moon is very associated with the lotus anyways. The new moon every month. So if you don't already know as well, so we've got the lunar phases. We know, most people know we go new moon, first quarter, full moon, last quarter, back to the new moon. But right before the official new moon is the dark moon. It's the phase, the phase, it's the final stage before the new moon. The moon goes into the sign that it was in at the previous new moon. So, for example, our last new moon was Gemini new moon. So the dark moon for this upcoming cycle will be in Gemini. Then we have the new moon in Cancer, and that starts a new lunar cycle in Cancer. And next month, the dark moon will be in Cancer. And a way to interpret this is it's a very coming full circle moment. A lot of the times it's very like, okay, we're kind of going into the next here. Let's make sure that we've wrapped anything up. Is there anything we need to recap? Anything like that? And that's something that isn't talked about as much, but this Lotus conversation really made me think of the dark moon and how we do get kind of moody and dark and in it for the new moon a little bit. But then when you lean into that, I think you really kind of sprout out the other side.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. Cancer likes to feel. I think we all can say that, likes to be in its feelings, if you will. So It's also just a really big day in general, astrologically speaking. So,
absolutely.
I think all the feels are going to be around for this new moon.
I do too. And so if anybody wants to pull this up in their chart or pull up the chart for the new moon, this is going to be on July 17th. So next Monday. I wanted this episode to come out a little bit early for everybody. So it'll be next week most likely when you're listening to this. But because it's such a big day, I definitely wanted to give us a little bit of room beforehand. So this is going to be Monday, July 17th at 2:32 p.m. Eastern Time. This new moon in Cancer is happening at 24 degrees of Cancer. And on this same day, just an hour and a half after this point, the nodes are officially ingressing into Aries-Libra and out of the Taurus-Scorpio axis, which personally,
I'm cool with.
Scorpio, I'm down. Yeah.
Yes, I am cool with the nodes transitioning.
Yeah. I don't really have, Aries and Libra both rule houses for me. I do not have any placements in either of them. So I get a little great. I'm grateful for all that this past nodal transition in Scorpio and Taurus brought me. It has definitely been absolutely insane when I think about the growth over the last few years, especially. But I'm excited to kind of integrate more and not be so active in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I know exactly what you mean. It's interesting that you're talking about that reflection. It is wild when you take a step back and think about even just the last year at like how much growth that has happened in both of our lives. It's so wild to think about. And, I don't know, I'm ready for the nodes. The North node is the node of destiny, right? And the South node often depicts where we were. Yep. I'm ready for some Aries energy in that North node.
Same. Totally.
I'm here for the igniting energy that Aries brings, the get her done type of vibe, the fire, the acting before thinking. Like, I kind of want that impulsive energy. Let's shake shit up.
That Mars-ruled node of destiny. That's cool to think about Mars being the ruler of that for a little while.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this then for our listeners, Ash. How would you kind of compare and contrast, especially for beginners, what that difference looks like from what the nodes in Taurus-Scorpio have looked like and what people can sort of potentially expect with the Aries-Libra shift?
Well, I immediately go to the fixed energy we're dealing with when we were dealing with the Taurus-Scorpio, It was, for me, it felt like that energy with the nodes, it's almost kind of like staying focused on an area of your life that needs fixing until the fixing gets done. Like, we're not moving until it's fixed. We're not moving until it's done. We're not moving forward until you found a solution. We're just not. That stubborn Taurus ass energy coming in, right? And Scorpio just wanting to constantly just go deep and explore like the depths of our souls, which is great. But then sometimes it's like, can we move on to the next chapter?
Yeah.
Like, this has been great, but I'm ready for the next activity.
Totally.
And so I want a bit more movement and a bit more chaos. And now, hashtag Sagittarius sun over here. But I want movement and chaos. My God. But I mean, I think we have a lot of fun to look forward to with the nodes and playing with that Libra, Aries energy, this one versus connection and relationships and leadership and doing what you want to do and falling back in love with art, right? And falling back in love with comfortability and really like allowing yourself to hold space and to take up space is really what I want to get at.
Oh,
I feel like a lot of people are scared to take up space in general. And I think the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I watch a lot of gym talk. You guys all know I'm kind of a gym rat. And a lot of people, a lot of those fitness influencers will post content on taking up space at the gym and how you are able to take up space at the gym. And I'm over here like, was that even a problem? Like,
oh my God, the gym was very, very, very hard for me. I had to work a lot to, like, as soon as you said that, I was like, oh, that resonates a lot. It was very hard for me to take up space at the gym, for sure.
To take up space. Yeah, exactly. And this is something I've never had an issue with that. I blame it on my DNA. I don't know, but I've never really had an issue with that. And so I think this nodal change, we're going to be focusing a lot on those Aries sorts of themes.
Yeah.
Those I'm fucking here, bitch, do something about it. And, you know, and I'm creating from heart center. And also that Libra energy that is so eloquent and beautiful. And also don't forget the Justice card just popped in my head, right?
Ooh,
so, you know, we've got this idea of being the observer in certain situations and maybe not putting our 2 cents in. It's going to be really fascinating. It's going to be chaotic in a good way.
I think so too. And the nice thing is, I'm so glad you brought up the fixed aspect, because I think that's part of what I'm looking for. Like that reprieve is like, I'm a fixed ass baby. Like that's my chart. I have so many fixed placements. And one of the biggest lessons and learning opportunities is the difficulty and the challenge that is change. And when we shift into cardinal energy, which Aries-Libra axis is on, change doesn't feel so shitty, you guys. It feels exciting and fun and like it doesn't feel so like that. You know, Taurus and Scorpio, they're going to struggle with that. This feels unfamiliar. This feels uncomfortable. I don't like feeling uncomfortable.
Exactly.
I want emotional safety. I want environmental safety. I want to depend on a person. I want to depend on my environment. And change is opposite of that. It's in the, you know, in the greater good, eventually, like it's going to make those things better. But in the moment, like it feels just terrifying and foreign. And in cardinal energy, exactly what you're just talking about, like it's natural. Cardinal energy doesn't have an issue with that. Cardinal energy is like, oh, has change been a problem for you? Kind of both cardinal and mutable are that way, where they're like, we don't really struggle with that at all. They can struggle with the consistency and the like sticking with something and the commitment. Very but I think that right now we won't. To be honest, we won't need that as much. The emphasis won't be on that. We've been working, God, being in North Node and Taurus, we've all been working a lot on what's sustainable for the long term.
And consistency.
How do we commit forever? Yes, exactly.
We've been working a lot on that. Yeah. I think we're set up for success to move into this nodal change.
Totally. And remember, Cancer, this new moon in Cancer, the same day this is happening, another cardinal sign. Everybody. Right. So there is a lot of potential change associated with this new moon, but I'll be honest, I don't think it will feel as scary. And if you're like me, I don't blame you at all if you're like, Jesus, if there's one more thing that has to change, I swear to fucking God. But this will feel more like experimenting, I think, and exploring and testing things out and having fun. And if there's one thing that Aries and Libra both know how to do, especially in their own ways, it's have fun. I will definitely say that and be creative.
True. It's true. Libras are fun. And also, a nod to this new moon in Cancer. Let's not forget, Cancer is the mother sign. Mama's here to hold you. You know, like if people are like freaking out and, you know, just the energy of change, because change, a lot of people don't do well with lots of change.
Yeah.
But it is a new moon in Cancer. Mama's here to hold you.
I love that.
Like doing work around even mothering yourself on the new moon and like taking extra care. Like it's the sign of safety. And so I think we need to lean into that, especially if you're somebody out there who's listening and you're dealing with a lot of change right now. And there's more to come in the future. And you're like, holy fuck. now the nodes are changing too.
Yeah. And we've, I mentioned this really briefly right before we started recording, but this, I don't know if any of you are like me, but like I am getting hit a little with this Saturn and Neptune retrograde in Pisces. They're both like sandwiching my moon sign in my 8th house. And I'm so tired. I'm tired. I'm so goddamn tired. It's not even funny. Like retrograde in Pisces always makes me so sleepy and want to be sleepy. That's probably the hardest part, is it makes me want to be dreaming and laying in bed and I think that's part of the reason I'm craving cardinal energy right now and craving energy, right? Aries, Mars ruled energy. Yeah. A little fire to evaporate some of this water, I think could feel kind of nice. Honestly.
I think it will too. Yeah. I'm here for it.
I totally agree. And this new moon does form a relatively strong trine to Neptune retrograde in Pisces. Neptune will be at 27 degrees retrograde that day. And this new moon is at that 24 degrees of Cancer. And so,
very watery.
Very watery. And I loved that you said Mama's here to hold you, because I think if you lean a little into the Neptune retrograde, the Cancer trine with a little comfort, a little nostalgic comfort, I agree that even a little bit of that could go a really, really long way in creating feelings of safety right now, which is huge.
I would totally agree. Totally agree. Also, like, I don't know, I might do this myself, but the saltwater tanks, the sensory deprivation tanks, I feel like that'd be a great
beautiful thing. Oh my God, that would be gorgeous right now.
A great way to spend
Even if all you could do is go to the store and grab a bag of Epsom salt and throw it in your bathtub, or even in a foot soak for yourself.
Yeah.
I love this idea of like bringing kind of seawater, almost like salt water, into your home if you don't like have direct access. That's amazing idea. Yes.
Yeah. Thanks, Spirit.
Yeah, that's a really good one.
It is a good one. And I think, it's a nod to all the water that we have, because it is a really watery chart with this crazy North Node in Aries, like coming out of nowhere. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It's going to be a vibe for sure. And then we're also prepping up for Venus retrograde, as you know.
Yes.
So that's going to be happening as well soon too here in Leo. It's a vibe. We've got a lot of stuff happening.
Yeah, we do. I love Venus in Leo. If you have a Venus in Leo out there, I probably love you. I just see so many beautiful examples of love during that transit. Always. Every Venus and Leo, it makes so much sense. Like, Leo is such an easy lover. Like, just knows how to love. It feels
sexy to me.
Yes. Yeah.
It feels very 50 Shades of Grey.
Oh, I love that association. That's hilarious.
Really does.
That's
like
so
Venus
funny.
and Leo, I think kinky.
And just leaning into your pleasures like unapologetically. Like whatever that joy and fun is, just like, and I think that's what I see all the time. And it's so funny because I'll look at the transits and I'm like, oh yeah, because Venus is in Leo right now. Duh. Yeah. Everyone feels the heart, it's easy to like swell the heart right now, I guess.
Have you seen The Idol on HBO yet?
What is it?
Oh my God.
I am so out of touch with technology because of how it's good for me, the detox I've had, because when we lived in the apartment right before this, that was all we could do. We watched so much fucking TV. And so now it's been nice, but I feel like insanely out of touch with the world right now.
It's very, we should talk about it on the next Shadow Chats, because it's very Venus in Leo and very Moon in Scorpio.
Ooh.
It's a vibe.
And it's on HBO?
It's on HBO.
I got HBO. I can look it up. The Isle, like ISLE, that kind of Isle?
It's, so The Weeknd, the artist, he is the writer, the producer, and the main character, and Johnny Depp's daughter plays the Idol.
I saw the preview for this. a while ago.
Very, very...
Is it good?
I don't know how to feel.
It looked good. I watched the previews and the cinematography alone. I was like, oh, you're getting me. Yes.
Yeah, the cinematography is great.
Mm-hmm.
Like some of the shots they got, just beautiful. But The Weeknd plays a very sleazy character.
Mm-hmm.
And like halfway through, he was really turning me off and the show was turning me off. And I was like, maybe he's doing his job then, because I'm really turned off by who this person is and why he had to take it so far. But I finished it and I'm like, okay, I see it. It's a vibe.
Ooh, I'm excited. I'm excited.
Very, very, very Venus and Leo with some scorpionic tendencies. I would love to hear your thoughts on it. Like if you could name like an astrological transit or placement to the idol, I'm super curious what you would say.
Okay, so I have the same question for you, but about a different show.
Okay,
because because we like work on the house all day, by the time we crash at the end of the night, that's our only veg out time. And we were kind of just watching horror movies, very classic move for my husband and I. But he's been wanting to watch a show together and he's been hoping it could be a new show that we haven't seen together for a while now. And so earlier last week, we were laying in bed and I'm on my phone and I look up and I was like, did you just fucking put on Game of Thrones? And we've never watched Game of Thrones. For anyone listening that doesn't already know this, probably most of the world does know this. That show came out 12 years ago now. Can you believe how long it's been? We've finally started it. I'm 100%. I'm addicted. I'm addicted.
You're addicted to it?
Yes. And I told him, I was like, why did I think I wasn't going to like this show? This is extremely up my alley. Like the crazy plot line, the medieval, the fantasy aspect, the sex, the blood, the gore, like all of this is, again, right up my alley. And I am like loving escaping into this every night. Loving it to the point where I'm staying up till like 2 o'clock in the morning watching it. And cool that shit. Yes.
Maybe I'll rewatch it. So Game of Thrones took me a while. So first of all, I've never finished it.
How could it not?
I will
see if we'll get all the way. We'll have to see because it's long.
It's long. And so I never finished it. I started it and I got through season 1, stopped, started it again, did that like 3 times. And then I got as far as season 4. I think there's 6 seasons, right?
8. I'm pretty sure there's fucking 8.
Okay.
It's 73 episodes. I know that because I looked
to restart it. So that's funny that you brought it up.
And it's funny because it's on HBO. That's what made me remember. I was like, we have been watching one thing. There's been one thing I've been watching on TV. And it's funny because no wonder I feel out of touch, because from a trending standpoint, no one's watching Game of Thrones anymore.
No, nobody's watching it anymore.
It's an old, set in an old time period. But that it's perfect right now. It's perfect for what I need. Yeah, there's 8 fucking seasons. 73 episodes. And the last season, my sister-in-law told me the episodes are each longer than an hour. So it's like almost 80 hours of watching time. Yes.
Yeah, I might restart it today. Like, we're recording on a Sunday today, guys. I didn't it's Sundays like are always like, it's perfect. Yeah. My partner's like passed out sleeping. And also what I love about HBO is you can get everything in Spanish or so Amazon
that's
Prime.
Awesome. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Amazon Prime is good about it. HBO is good about it. Netflix is mostly good about it. But like The Walking Dead, which I love, and I knew he would love it, we can't get it. And we can't get Spanish subtitles for it.
There's
a few shows like that, but HBO is pretty good about it. Hopefully we can do it with Game of Thrones. Fingers crossed.
That would be good. Since it is on HBO, hopefully you can. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I immediately went to Capricorn. I immediately went to Sun/Saturn in Capricorn.
Capricorn. And we started this just, a handful of days after the full moon. So that is... Oh, I love that.
Don't you get Capricorn vibes off that?
As soon as you said that.
Totally.
beautiful, especially with the visuals of the Iron Throne and shit. Yes.
The visuals, the textures.
Oh, yeah.
Capricorn's associated with the 10th house. What am I known for? Everybody's fighting over the fucking throne.
100%. Oh my God.
Vibes all the way.
This is making me even more excited for my Sunday night.
Yeah. We should do a bonus episode and just like put astrological trends.
Ash and I are going to start like a B-side podcast, just like totally separate of us just like gossiping about celebrities and watching TV.
Seriously. I mean, well, they say when you start learning astrology, that's how you should learn, by looking at pop culture and like
so
celebrities.
Helpful. I totally agree.
Very helpful, you know?
It's super helpful. Even just calling out like what we just did, even if it's not physically pulling up a chart for something, just making those associations with the signs or the placements or whatever with shows and pop culture items. I totally agree. It helps so much.
Yeah, so bonus episode. Don't be shocked, guys.
Yeah, seriously.
And then we bring you over to my podcast for a monthly bonus episode, and that's what we do.
That would be amazing. This might really develop because
I'm going to put it in my notes.
All we'd have to do is hit record before we hit record, because we talk about all this before we record.
Oh my God, too funny.
Yeah, let us know. Will you follow along with our bonus episodes with all of our B-side content? That would be amazing.
I think that would really help people who are still learning astrology. Just us riffing about what's happening in pop culture and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think
oh my God, if we get on and talk about like celebrity conflicts and their we have kind of a golden idea here. This would be just fun.
Yeah, it was for one of my classes. I think it's in the Lightworkers Academy, but we did Kendall Jenner, because she is just starting her Saturn return. And it was for my studying Saturn. And so we looked at Kendall Jenner's chart, and it was so fascinating to look at her chart and look at how much Scorpio she has in her chart, and how it plays out in real life, watching her on the Kardashians and how she moves within that family. And to look at her chart, it really helped people put that shit together. Yeah.
It is.
Let's put it on the list.
So I love this because it's so true. When you take, that's why, I mean, I have a lot of people tell me, you know, like, you make astrology understandable. And I'm like, I am good at finding examples. I'm good at finding analogies. And this is the exact same thing. When you can find good examples in your environment, it makes learning astrology, because it makes it fun and it makes the learning process natural instead of feeling so educational and so heavy and like active. True. You know what I mean? It feels so passive learning basically because you're entertaining yourself. So see, look at our Gemini and Sagittarius right now. Like,
I know, right?
There's room for the celebrity gossip.
There's always room for the celebrity gossip. Always room.
Oh my God, this is perfect. And this is honestly what we're talking about right now. Really, like that little fresh organic idea that just happened. This is such a beautiful example of the nodes shifting, I feel like.
Yeah.
This cool, fun, rando idea. Let's try it out. Let's not take ourselves crazy seriously. And let's have fun doing it. And if we do it, we do it. And if we don't, we don't. Exactly. Everyone's going to live and we should just keep
it's gonna be great.
Yes. That's
but it is though. The node shifting, like Aries brings on impulsivity. What was I just saying about that? And this is happening next week, which means we're already feeling that energy, right? It's already coming in.
Absolutely.
So,
and when you tap into the chart, and doesn't this happen for you, Ash? When I tap into a chart, I can really channel the energy of that, and it can come through me in the present moment too. I think that's one way, that's one of the best ways I can describe to people how to practice astro forecasting.
Yeah.
It's a practice. It takes practice. You're not going to feel, oh my God, it feels so clunky at first.
Yeah.
To look at like an upcoming eclipse and try to put those aspects together, like it, and you have to dissect it and go piece by piece. Like if anyone's at that stage, you're in the right place that you're supposed to be. It
gets way
clunky.
easier.
Yes, it gets way easier, especially through having fun conversations like that and looking at fun things like that. And before you know it, you're like, oh, I've been like cosmically channeling without even realizing it. And the planets have been totally talking through me, and I've been learning the whole time while gossiping.
So true. So true.
Oh my God, I love it.
Me too.
So last couple things for this new moon. One thing that came up with me, I'm going to God, we've been all over and I don't care at all. It's hilarious.
I know.
I wanted to piggyback on your salt water was exfoliating came through so strongly for me while you were talking about that. And I was like, turn that salt literally right onto your own skin. And one of my favorite things to do that so many of us, we don't think to do things like this. I love doing this. I keep my oils and my seasonings very close to each other. So the salt and the oil is very close in my kitchen. And once a week or so, I'll just pour a little bit of oil in my hand and dump a bunch of Himalayan salt in it and just stand at the sink really quick and do this little miniature cleansing ritual for my hands. And that's something that's so easy to do in your shower or your salt bath or whatever. I really think that with the nodes shifting and this being a new moon in Cancer, that kind of exfoliation might feel particularly cleansing and purifying right now. And
I would totally agree.
Spa day with it.
Yeah. I mean, well, let's break it down, right? What does exfoliating do? It's getting rid of dead old skin.
Yep. Exactly.
And I love that you said that, because I think that's the physical representation of getting rid of that which no longer serves, which is all that
crab
shit.
Shell.
Like the crab shell. Like the crab shell. Yes. Yes. But also too, I was thinking the nodes that we were just on.
Yes.
For a lot of us, the Taurus-Scorpio, that whole shit was a fuck show, shit show, mess show for a lot of people. Lots of our shadows came up in a lot of different ways, especially during eclipse season with Scorpio,
Exactly. Scorpio at the south, that's hard. Scorpio at the south node, that's a lot of deep, emotional, intimate shit coming up and then releasing. Yeah.
Releasing. And that's what I think that exfoliation, what you said, it's about releasing, We've done the work. We're doing the work. We're ready for the next chapter. We haven't forgotten about the work. The 8 of Cups just popped into my head. Those
that
lessons
is the
are
perfect
great.
Card for exfoliating.
Right?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Now we're going to move on. Thank you.
I appreciate off you. The excess. Yes. Start anew.
And let's go.
Exactly.
I love it. I'm going to be doing lots of exfoliating now. You've inspired me.
Same. I really love that. And that's why I think both of us feel that kind of lighter shift into the Aries-Libra axis, because Libra at the South Node, South Node, no matter what, is going to come with some kind of releasing and letting go and moving on from things.
Yeah.
So we can access our destiny. So we can move forward into our North Node. And so in Libra, we might see this with relationships that aren't really, they're emptier than we intended and we don't really need them anymore. They're not really serving anymore. But I also don't think it'll be, to be honest, heart-wrenching the way it is in Scorpio. Scorpio's going to leave claw marks. Scorpio's going to leave those claw marks every time it has to release.
Libra is ready for the next activity.
Right.
She's got a dinner party
Libra's
going to
be
honey.
sad and crying, and I don't want to let this go. Oh, it's time to. Here's the next thing. Yes, because it's cardinal.
That air energy.
Still cardinal
air energy.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
I love that.
It's a good time to break up, people.
While you're exfoliating.
Send the text message out. Break up with them via text too. Be a full savage. Go full savage.
That Aries and Libra has your back if you need to break up with anyone via text message right now.
It's so true though.
Both Aries and Libra are like, you don't know them shit, babe.
No. Oh my God. Funny.
I love this. This was a good one. I'm excited for this transit. I'm excited to see how, because you're right. It's cool, especially with both of us, reflecting on the last year or two, especially the last year, and what this is going to look like us for moving forward. And I'm really, really excited. And a lot is marked with this new moon. So if you feel that, honor that right now.
I would totally agree. And I just keep thinking, we're almost done with 2023, year of the chariot. So, it's like, this is a new moon. We build on new moons. So like, if you all are thinking about, well, what do I do? How do I honor it? I have no Cancer placements, all the stuff we tell ourselves, go back to basics, babe.
Yeah, exactly.
We build on new moons. What do you want this next half of the year to look like for you? And pick an area of your life.
Yeah.
Pick all of them. Pick one of them and just write out some goals. That's enough.
Yeah.
That's enough.
That's enough. Fall, my husband and I were just talking about this. Fall, it's that sneaky time of year where September and fall feels way farther away than it actually is.
Yeah.
And it's like a month and a half away.
Yeah, exactly.
Literally so fucking soon.
Yeah.
We're going to have midsummer and then we're going to have Mabon autumn equinox here so soon. And so
seriously,
I love that super simple but effective advice. Even if it's just like, did you do any goal setting at the beginning of the year?
Right.
Read them. Cross off, adjust, whatever, write the current ones now and come, 6 weeks from now when it is fucking September already.
Right.
That's going to feel a lot more exciting, that cardinal energy and not so like, fuck, I constantly feel behind the ball. Yeah.
I'm like low-key sad to leave the chariot year. Like, I know we still have some months with the chariot. This year has been really good to me. My time lord is Jupiter. It's been good to both of us. 2023 third for both of us.
Absolutely.
Bitch got her house. What?
I know. That shit is, this was a 9th house perfection for me. This is my 9th house year, which is so fitting. So fitting. that I moved across country in my 9th house year. And then Mars rules mine because Aries rules my 9th. So I'm excited for the nodes to shift into Aries because I think that it's going to unlock a whole new chapter in this second half of my 9th house Mars time lord year. Totally.
So great. It's a 10th house perfection year for me, which is very fitting.
So
obviously, you know why.
Absolutely.
Everybody else will soon.
Yes.
But it's very, very fitting.
Very.
And literally, I can't wait to talk about this project because this is why we believe in astrology so fucking much.
Hell yeah.
Because literally, you can't make this shit up.
No, when you're finally able to share with everybody and connect it astrologically, you're going to blow some serious minds.
Right there.
You'll be able to just create and teach a masterclass all on that.
All on my 10th house perfection year.
Welcome. You have a PowerPoint. Welcome to Ashley's 10th house perfection year, a masterclass.
This is why you need to pay attention to astrology because the stars don't fucking lie. They really don't.
No. And if you're paying attention, what a beautiful asteroid they will take you on. So true. Yes. Yeah. Well, Ash, this was always so good to get on here with you. This was such a good... The magic really came through today.
Yeah.
Cancer took care of us.
Yes, we tangented, but I think in the best way.
I do too. I think it worked.
Yeah.
Welcome to cardinal energy.
Exactly.
Get used to it. This ain't Taurus anymore, friends.
No.
We're not being practical in one foot after another. We're here, then here, then there. Yeah.
Exactly. We're everywhere. Hello, Aries.
Yes, your time
I'm
to
here
shine.
for it.
Absolutely. Everybody, thank you for joining us today. This was such a beautiful shadow chats. Ash, before we hop off, please let all of our beautiful neighbors know where can we find you, follow you, and support you.
StarSeedShadows on all the platforms and on Threads now.
Are you on Threads? Oh my God, we forgot to talk about that before we got on.
We did forget to talk about it.
See, we need a bonus podcast so we can just dive into all of these old juicy things we gossip about. Yes.
I know. But StarSeedShadows everywhere. The Goddess Complex is my podcast. And StarSeedShadows.com. Come say hi. DMs are always open.
Yes. Ash and I have tons of magic coming for you individually, together. This has been such a chariot year and it ain't over yet. That's for sure.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Not just yet. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for being here, babe. This was a good one.
Always.
All right, everybody. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your week. Make sure you stay safe. Lean into the fun of this upcoming new moon and nodal transit shift, and stay magical. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed That Witch podcast today, I would be super, super grateful if you would take a moment to head over to Apple or Spotify and leave a rating and review. It really helps to support the show. Or if you just have a friend that you think would enjoy what we're doing, what we're talking about here, you can just share the show with them as well. Now, if you yourself like what you're doing here and you want to get more into the magic of the neighborhood, I highly recommend checking out my monthly membership, That Witch School. It's kind of like a witchier, more interactive style of Patreon subscription where you can enroll at a tier level that fits your lifestyle and budget. You can get instant access to all of the bonus content that we've already done, as well as all of the future amazing to come bonus content that we'll be doing in the future together. There's exercises for strengthening your intuition. There are loads of resources for studying astrology and learning your birth chart. We've got guest workshops, bonus episodes, exclusive discounts, and so much more. My full-time students also get exclusive access to Mighty Networks, our private online community platform, which is basically like a way better and way more magical social media platform with a bunch of really cool people like you that just want to learn from and support one another on this witchy spiritual journey. If this sounds like something that you would really enjoy, head over to thatwitchnextdoor.com/enroll and explore the tier level of That Witch School that would fit you today. Now, if you have any questions after the episode today, any inquiries, show suggestions, anything you'd like to share with me, you can head over to thatwitchnextdoor.com/conjurethatwitch. Remember, I'm just always right next door. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next episode.